Good morning and welcome to the Crypto Day Morning. Today's date is in that of Saturday, the 15th of December, 2018. Welcome to the Money Charts channel. All bets trades within one's own risk and one's own reward. And the market's been taking a tanking this year as we're going to have what is a bear market for the year. Last year's top up to the 20,000 level. It took from the time it lifted off from 3,000, 4 months to get from the low to the 20,000 high. So far, it's been 12 months bringing it back down. But this level works out at the 3,000 mark, the 38.2% down correction from these lows, and at around 150 as the average level and 20,000 as the high. Furthermore, using the market cap of the cryptocurrencies, the lows from the 2015 timeframe and the highs that would be occurred in the market in here, well, 38.2% down represents 98 billion on the market cap. Right now it's 101, so it appears above. And price action falling another 140 points, well, it probably would bring it down to that exact number of 91. So on the daily time frame, downtrend remains. You're probably not going to find anything bullish until the 1 minute chart, which, well, that one looks like a good setup, but obviously every other time frame showing legs lower at breaking down below the level of support from December the 7th. And on the single hour time frame, we can see how often the 18 has been a level of resistance moving down. 15-minute time frame, just bearish overall. I mean, you have the move like we see here, and then it establishes support and unable to even attempt this high. And then when it breaks this typical pattern, you come back to, well, I'm not going to say typical, they always come back to previous low, but that's one of the spots I look for. And then if you're going to rally, well, let's rally back to where it came from on resistance. This support becomes this level of resistance. After it does that, it's correcting with the 18. This period sees it falling below. Since then, it's just doing a lot of sideways consolidation, and 5 minute might look pretty good, but not really, because it's starting to break down, which means a 1 minute would probably be even breaking down possibly as well, because heck, when you're in a bear market, it's tough for these moves to really sustain. So there's the resistance that was established within the short-term time frame, just using technical analysis for this example. Of course, you're many minutes ahead of schedule on this time frame as you're watching this, and it gets above it here. But where do I want to see its support? Pretty much around in here. Even though the 18 average was up here, the resistance level was about 3143, and right now it just seems as if the 3K level, 3000 mark, and most likely piercing below, should be happening relatively soon. And then quickly looking at the reverse fund, or the TUSD, which is the inverse to that of Bitcoin. 1 minute time frame, and now we're going to see all of these bullish atmospheres. Nice move here, sideways correction to the 18, resistance established at the 32 area or such within the 5. 15-minute further resistance established at that point after having this correctionary move come into place, and is now back to that previous high level area again. And this is what I've talked about before so many times. This is the situation I'm not a fan of. You go from point A low to point B high. Usually the best you're going to get for a bullish correction is exactly what happened, is that it comes back to something like a key area or the 18 average of lows. But we can see breaking out above that and holding. Definitely looks like it's raring to go for another move to the a leg higher. And that, of course, would translate into that of the 3,000 and lower Bitcoin price. Single hour time frame showing great support amongst the 18 average of lows, as is the 4 hour. this level of resistance, multiple hit at this point. Now, granted, this one was a artificial move, as that was a spot where price action came close to the 32,000 level, but it never really should have gotten above. At least it was that one or the next one. Yeah, this price action should have been like 30,004 or something. Either way, leaving the 18 lows here, just like Bitcoin. Excuse me, leaving the 18 highs like Bitcoin is with the 18 lows, leaving such as well. Let's quickly look at Poly, as it has had a great move today so far, as it's up against Bitcoin 8.5%. And no surprise, it was one of the ones I was talking about that could be ready to go. And that's just because of how it's been holding amongst the 18 average amongst such. I like how it corrected the 18 average of lows. And this thing is just having its leg higher right now. And when is this thing going to stop going up? Well, again, this is that situation I don't like, where you go from point low to previous high, which is where it's at now. So bullishly, yeah, you know what, maybe it can come back down to here, and maybe you come and do something like that to get above it. But it doesn't surprise me if it has continuous nice size green candles that could easily come up and maybe test the previous resistance levels north of the 5,000 Satoshi level. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a magnificent day. Bye-bye.